good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're in the world. Welcome to this episode of the Pre-Market Show. Remember that nothing that is said during this show should be construed as investment advice. You're responsible for your own investment decisions. Please consult a financial advisor before making any decisions based on topics mentioned in this show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome everybody to the Pre-Market Show. Andrew, how you doing, man?
Yeah,
how's it going?
Good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, what's going on? How's the week been?
It's been a tough week so far. Haven't been able to really get stuck in like I would have liked to. I think the week hasn't been that great for options trading. And so I'm trying to kind of just reassess at the end of the week, see how we finish out the week. It's been a up, sort of slowly chugging up market, especially in terms of what we trade S&P. But options have been very difficult to really squeeze the most amount of juice out of. So we'll reassess. We're up for the week. Yesterday was a bit tricky, but we'll see. We'll see how we finish off the week and then review the month. What about you? How's your day and your week going so far?
Yeah, no, I've had a great week with the futures this week on ES. So I've actually given myself a $200 buffer for today to play with, actually. So if we get the opportunity, that's what I'm looking to go for. So I've had a great week, but I haven't had the best of months, probably my worst month all year, actually. And yeah, just looking at the stats, again, it's down to myself, really, just been over trading on the red days. So I've had more green days than red, but when I've had a red day, I've always tried to correct that day and just taken one or two trades that I shouldn't have taken. But valuable lessons learned, right? And we'll get there one day. So ultimately, yeah, it's been more green than reds for the month, but I think we probably are break even on the last day of the month. So hasn't been the best month, but has been a great week. So yeah, pretty happy with that. It's Friday, so it's a lottery or capital preservation day. So we'll see what the market spits out just later. But for myself, I'm probably looking, if I was to second guess, I'm probably looking at taking a short position, just looking at H1 on the S&P 500. Yeah, we seem to hit some vertical resistance. We've bounced off that, and we're just pushing below the VWAP, the VWAP of the open of the day as well on the H1. And it's the same on the M5 as well. Yeah, we get a nice push down, and there's a lot of wiggle room all the way down, right? It's drippy. So depending on what news we get out today, potentially I could be looking at a sell. So yeah, we'll have a look. But I will say, as always, I let the price come to me, right? And my analogy for today is, it's like fishing, right? So you jump in your fishing boat or your fishing line, you cast it in. Sometimes you get a good catch. Sometimes the fish breaks the line. Yeah, and then sometimes you just walk away with nothing, right? So and that's what it's going to be today. And I did see you on the CTI channel yesterday. Great show. Really enjoyed. So well done. I think it's your second show now. And yeah, really good. Some really good information there. So thanks for sharing that.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
So for myself today, I'm probably not looking to get in the market till around 10 a.m. The reason being, we got the high impact Michigan news coming out. And as you know, we always talk about this in the past, you know, the two of us have been tripped up with that news. So I'm in no rush really to jump in from around 9:45 to 10 a.m. Probably just going to wait. And yeah, probably going to wait for that news to come out. And yeah, hopefully the price will come to us while we're on the show. And that's just one thing for the people who are watching, is we don't like to force a trade. We let the price come to us. And sometimes during our hours window of the show, we don't get that opportunity. You know, the price doesn't come to us, and it doesn't tick the criteria for a trade. So yeah, hopefully we can get a trade away after 10 a.m. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see what the price does. But lots of news to discuss while we wait for the markets to open.
Absolutely. I think one of the shows not too long ago, we had the consumer sentiment come out. So those of you who are familiar with our shows have seen the impact that we get 30 minutes into the trading day. And today is no different, I guess, Andrew. We've really highlighted that over the last few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I am looking at is potentially moving the trading window to 10 a.m. Just going to let the market settle, let the noise go, and that's something we just do need to start back testing, having a look at. But plenty of news out this week. So we got the US. They've signed a trade deal with China, so that's definitely going to have an impact. And in theory, that should stabilize the market, right? Should give a bit of confidence.
I think so. I think you're right. I think people were waiting to see if they can sign a trade deal, and now that they have, it'll be interesting to see, if markets react to it. We'll see. We'll have to see.
And also the 90-day tariffs. Let's see if they stick, right, or if Trump's going to tackle.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is the taco, or does he turn into a hawk? Does he turn into like a really mean chicken?
Yeah, but there's going to be, I think there'll be some uncertainty, I think, while that comes into play, right? So just something for our traders to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And what else we got going on? So we got the market schedule for next week. I know you wanted to talk about some closures next week.
Yeah, so summer is here. So summer's officially started the day after our last show, last week, Saturday. And next week, markets will close half day on Thursday, 3rd of July. And so that will be 1 p.m. Eastern time. Everybody in the US will take off and start their celebrations for 4th of July. So next week, Friday, Andrew, if it's okay with you, I think we continue with our shows. But maybe we do, we pick a few topics and make it a short show next week, Friday.
Yeah, I think so. We could actually do some chart markups with the markets closed, right? We can put in some support and resistance levels, some pivot points, and we can actually, I think we could actually go over our strategy with the market closed and show people what we're looking at. I just want to show what I'm seeing today at the moment.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Please pull it up.
Okay, so here I got the H1 here, right? So just looking for this, and we can see we are in an uptrend, right? So we can see got the high marked in here and here as well, and we've worked our way up, and we're just testing this vertical resistance level here, which we've actually rejected off. And if I zoom in. Yes, we've actually got a rejection from the price here, engulfing bearish candle. And we can just see the price is just below this VWAP level here. So I'm quite mindful that around 10 a.m. could be looking to take a short position. I'd favor a short, but if you just look at yesterday, we actually broke the opening range for a short position, and we ended up going long, right? So the price can change, but at the moment, I'm potentially favoring a short. And I could be looking down to this support level here. If we go over to, just go to the M5. Yeah, and we can see here as well, we got the rejection from our vertical resistance here. The price is pushing down quite nicely. We got our VWAP, opening VWAP in here. And we're looking to be trading below that. So I just want to mark in the VWAP for the high of the day. Get the right one. Okay. Yeah, so so I use the VWAP that can act as support and resistance as well. And when I take the trade, I like to see the price below the high of the day and also the low of the day. So that's what I'm seeing at the moment. But subject to change, right? We could see a move up on the open, and depending what news comes out at 10 a.m.
Yeah, I think it's always good to have an opinion. I think it's natural to have an opinion. And you're basing this off of the data that's available right now. So I think that's a great approach to take. And also waiting until we do get some data sometimes is the best thing to do, as opposed to trying to front run it or anticipate the data, and then you could be offside very quickly.
Yeah, I can imagine a few traders will be just using the VWAP levels now, probably looking to go short. But I'm going to trade the opening range as I always do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the price is looking pretty bearish at the moment.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that as well. What else do we have on the calendar? So earlier today, we did have some data out of the US, and that's kind of given us that bearish tone that you were talking about, Andrew. So the data came out about just about an hour ago. So we saw core PCE prices slightly hotter than expected, personal income worse than expected, personal spending worse than expected. So I think we're getting that reaction to that pre-market news, which would have been 1:30 London time. So interesting to see how we open. We are near all-time highs as well. So it could be an exciting day. It could be an exciting day for markets as we get closer to month end and quarter end.
Yeah, so we got a couple of people in the live chat. So we got Asha. So good morning, guys.
Hey, Asha.
Goodness, it's Friday. Asha, I totally agree with you. Happy Friday. And we got what's up, team? What's up? And we got Andrew.
What's up?
Great name, Andrew. Great name. Good morning.
I think you're a bit biased. I think you're a little bit biased there. Yeah.
So yeah, what have we got? Just over 2.5 minutes, and yeah, we'll get zoned in on these charts and starting to look at this opening range. But I'm just trying to think what else. I think we should give a shout out to CTI. Mandela was on the channel yesterday. Great show. If you haven't seen it, please go back and give it a watch. Some really good information. And I think yesterday's show shows the patience of trading as well, waiting for the price to come to you. I can't stress that enough today. That's the theme of the day. I'm not going to push a trade just because we're live on YouTube. If we get the opportunity, we'll take it. If we don't, oh well, maybe we'll take it later, or it's a trade for next week. So yeah, I'm not going to pull the trigger for the sake of it.
That's what happened yesterday. We did pull the trigger when the signal was there, the opportunity presented itself. We took the trade, and then it ended up reversing on us, and we were able to get out with minimal damage. But that's the reality of trading. Not every trade is going to be a home run, and definitely not every trade is going to be a winner. So
yeah, and definitely the sooner you accept you will have losses in trading, the easier your life's going to be. And it's really simple, right? You just need more winners than losers. And don't get too, hung up on risk to reward ratios either. Yeah, just find your trading plan, find a strategy that works for you, and just stick to it, right? Just try it on one pair's best as well. If you're hopping around multiple pairs, it's pretty hard to analyze that data.
It is. I think staying to a strategy as well is important. If you stick to one strategy that is tested and works, I think that really helps as well when it comes to the consistency.
Okay, I can hear it's warming up. Let's go.
Yeah, let's see if we can catch the opening print.
Okay, we are moving down. Okay.
All right, we are in. So the markets are open now. And this is where the fun begins.
This is where the fun begins. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be interesting open, I think. It's Lotto Friday. Like I said, I got about $200 to play around with today, just to make sure I have a great week. So yeah, we're not going to risk any more on that for today, but that's $200 on one account, right? So we're going to risk that over multiple accounts. And
I think that's a good strategy as well, where you've kind of capped your risk at that level, and going in what you're willing to risk. And that's really disciplined.
Yeah, that's just something else for people who are watching as well. Don't go all in with a maximum contract size. Just trade sensible. Trade to your account size. And if you lose today, you can trade tomorrow, right? You can always get that back. Yeah, I see so many people that just go all in on one trade, and they go in such a drawdown, or they end up blowing their account. Yeah, there's no need to be trading like that. Just slow and steady. Just just build your capital up, build your accounts up, and ultimately over time, you will be rewarded for it as well, right? So there's no need to go gung ho from the off.
Yeah.
So if anyone's looking to start in prop firm challenge with CTI, reach out to myself or Mandela, and we can give you some insights of what lot size we think you should be risking, and potentially then you can forecast when you get funded and when you start looking for payouts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I've learned that lesson the hard way. So when I first got into the prop firm space, I was trying to pass challenges in a day or in a week, and that's all I found. I was paying for a retest, and then I just started to take my time, and I was allowing myself, say, up to 10 losing trades before I blew an account. You'd be surprised, to lose 10 trades in a row takes some doing, right? So and I just found that strategy. It just worked for me. And then before I knew it, we started passing the prop firm challenges, and that's led to payouts this year. So definitely, if you're looking to start in a prop firm challenge with CTI, reach out to myself and Mandela, and we can help you with the lot sizing.
Yeah, that's kind of what we specialize in. Quite a few things, but that is one of them. And CTI is a great firm, celebrating 7 years of just providing great quality prop firm services. So check them out. And CTI. I had to think for a second.
Andrew. Your parents loved you. So excellent. Well done. Okay, so what are you seeing, Mandela, on the open?
So right now, I'm just putting in my levels for the open today and having a quick look at the opening range high and the opening range low. So what I usually do is, and I can pop it up. Let's pop it up over here. Here we go. So you can see here from the chart that we're above the all-time high. So S&P has never traded above this in the history of the S&P's existence. It's never been this high. So I think a lot of bears are probably upset up here, and their stop losses would have been triggered overnight. I'm looking at the first minute of trading, the high and the low of the first minute. And then I'm also going to look at the high and the low of the first 5 minutes to give me what we call the 5-minute opening range. And then later on, what Andrew Trott-Francis does as well is he'll look at the first 15 minutes. I believe you do that as well, Andrew. You look at the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Andrew Trott-Francis looks at the first 30 minutes. So you got 1 minute, high low, 5 minute, high low, 15 minute, high low, 30 minute, high low. And that kind of sets your baseline. That's your line in the sand, as they call it, for the day. And that's it. So what we're looking for is prices to, or we're waiting for the price to move out of those zones. So for me, I usually like to see price of the S&P move outside of the 5-minute opening range generally, but I do use more so the 15-minute now as a confirmation, and I also will always track the 30-minute high and low as well, which just gives me another layer of confidence. And that's it.
Yes, for myself, it's a little bit undecided on the open, right? And we'll be just trading within the range. We're just trading between the two VWAPs of the high and the low at the moment. It's got INM as support and resistance. And just going to wait for the price to come to me as always. So, another action-packed show while we wait for the price to come to us.
It's more like a reality show, more like a reality trading session than a scripted entertainment show. Because a lot of times it's like looking at molasses just sitting there on the screen. But as we've mentioned, there is some news coming out at the top of the hour that will most likely, more times than not, let's say, it kind of gives us a bit of a push.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. So that's at 10 a.m., right? Or
Yes,
3 p.m.
yes.
UK time. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. But yeah, I'm still, even though we're getting the push up, I'm still favoring a down move. So I'm seeing bearish momentum from M5 to M30 at the moment. But H1 up to the weekly chart is showing a bullish trend. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on this. And I'm probably not going to take a trade until after 10 a.m. Let's get that Michigan news out of the way. We always get a spike, during that announcement. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll keep an eye on it.
Just to clarify, sometimes it's a spike down as well. Sometimes it's not only a spike up, but sometimes it drops really quickly. So I think that's the most responsible thing to do. I feel like if we do push above the opening range here, Andrew, I might take a little cheeky ninja trade.
Yeah, okay.
In and out. Let's see. We've had the first 5 minutes. Let's see. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just gonna
go in.
Yeah, that's. Feel like a lot of people are probably waiting for the news, and in the meantime, maybe it gives an opportunity to those who are a little bit brave here, potentially.
Yeah, so I'm just marking up now. I'm looking at about 65 ticks. What was that? 65 pips. Yeah, not at the moment for me. I'm going to wait until that news comes out, actually. And so yeah, I'm in no rush to trade today. I've had a great week. So like I say, I got about $200 of fun money to play around with today. So if the opportunity presents itself, we'll take that trade. If not, just happy to sit my hands back to it on Monday. But it's trying to break out, right? So
it is. I'm just going to update. So we had the overnight low at 6169.4. That could be a target. If we do move higher, that could be a reversal point, or that could be a target on the upside. So yeah, this was the overnight high right here. 69.4. It's trying. All right, let's see. I'm gonna have a quick look at what's available here. I do have a CTI account now, so considering using that as well.
Yeah, it'd be good. To get the CTI accounts up actually, and we can have a look at them. So they're actually using MetaTrader 5, so it's gonna be getting back on the horse with that, right? So, but yeah, it's like riding.
What are you
a bike.
using? What are you using now?
So I'm using TradingView. When you converted me to TradingView, I was diehard MetaTrader 4, wasn't I? But
yeah, I remember that.
So yeah,
I remember those days.
Okay, so we've broken above that opening range for yourself. A little retest going on, Jerry retest here. Could be an opportunity for you.
Let's see. It's staying above.
That's a nice retest. That's looking pretty good. As I say it, the price goes through. There we are.
I'm convinced that large investors watch this. What's this?
Yeah, we got some guy in Wall Street watching the show, just like, I'll show those guys now. He's just laughing. The minute I say it's looking good, he's like, sell. Have that, amateurs. Yeah.
All right, let's put this in 69.4. Yeah, there's the theory of contrarianism. So the problem is, if you say something, then the opposite usually happens. But if you say, what happens if you would have said, we're going to go down? Does the price then go up?
So
if you say the opposite that you want to happen?
Okay, I don't want $1 billion. I do not want $1 billion. No, forget it. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Right, okay. That's a nice retest. Now I can't see Jerry in the chat, but it looks like a Jerry retest for sure. I think it could be a nice opportunity there. Too early for me yet, so. But okay, still pretty good.
Yeah, it's a possibility here. So
what about the chat? Is anyone taking a trade? What are you looking at today? Yeah, let us know what you doing. Absolutely. What's up? Pretend to go to the bathroom. Always.
Is that when the price moves in your favor?
Yeah, it does happen. It definitely happens. Especially when I set an alert. Okay, so what are you thinking, Mandela? You're going to take that
I think
trade?
I'm going to take this trade. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it. A little bit cheeky to get in.
Drum roll.
Yeah. Here we go.
Let's
I got
go.
to change my other levels here. So we're broken above the opening range quite convincingly. And I'm just trying to pull this. How long is a piece of string, really? This was the previous day's high. I'm trying to do that bathroom trick where I'm not looking at the price. Here we go. Yesterday's high. All right, let's see if we can hold up here. Nice little run up to the what would have been the overnight high would be nice. So what I'll do, because Andrew, you rightly reminded me to do this. Long position. There we go. And let's look at potentially getting somewhere up here. All right. And stop will be very tight. I usually keep my stops extremely, extremely tight. But willing to get in more than once. So the longer we can stay above this opening range high, which is 61.58 on the cash chart, the more confidence I have to hold on to this. And then the ratio looks like 3-1.
Yeah, it's a nice, it's a tight stop.
Yeah, keeping it nice and tight here. So let's see. I'm just going to mark out the overnight high. Previous day high. Coming in. So the more the less I look at the price, the better I feel, Andrew. So I'm just going to distract myself with these other tasks. 61.46.52. Okay. Lock that. Okay. And then the other one I want to have, because you did mention potential for downside, a downside move. So what we'll do is we're going to move this over as well. Okay. So that's the previous close. And then the pre-market low. And I want to kind of show my working here. You remember in math, the teacher would always say, show your working, and maybe you get half a mark for at least trying to do the right thing. So this would be the previous day's low. Just bringing that over. And let's see. All right, so previous day's low would be here. That could be a target on the downside, like you were talking about, Andrew, if we do move lower. So previous day's low is 61.0727. All right, let's move that up. And I'm not really caring about the price right now. I'm just setting up my levels for the day. So this could be a target if we do get a breakout below the opening range. The pre-market low, or the overnight low as they call it, that's coming in at 61.36.4. 61.36.4. Let's put that in. 36.4. Okay. And then the last one is going to be the previous close, which is right here. And that is 61.41. 01.
So just jump into the chat. So, morning, Scott. Oh, morning, gents. How'd you get on trading today,
morning.
Scott?
Morning, Scott.
How'd you get on with the NQ?
Yeah, how's NQ looking today? How's NQ treating you? Okay, so all right, not bad. We're in the green. And we're gonna really keep our stop tight on this one because of the news imminently coming out, and it's Friday. We're not trying to let a green trade turn into a red trade. So I'm gonna just quickly see where my stop is, and I'm gonna maybe not move it into profit, but I'm definitely gonna move it up a bit. Let's see here. Okay, so right now, remember, this is definitely not financial advice. Remember, you are responsible for your decisions, whatever they may be. All right, so up right now, $24. $24 to the good. And moving my stop loss just a little bit higher.
So Scott's done. Target's hit at the open. And
Well done, Scott. Well done.
Scott, what car's that in your picture? I'm a bit of a car enthusiast myself, so yeah, it looks nice. I like that. Yeah, that's looking a good trade, Mandela. So
Thank you.
Well called.
Thank you. I may try and see. So two choices: either get out right before the news. I think that's probably the most responsible choice. Or move the stop loss into profit before the news. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one.
Scott drives a Jag.
Oh, very nice. Very fancy.
Very nice.
Very fancy.
So I think that's the F type, right? Looks like it. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we gotta give Scott a respect and some kudos for his NQ trade today. Well done, yes. Scott.
So 12 minutes to the news for me. So I'm sitting on my hands patiently. Yeah, on the M5, yeah, we've broken out to our opening range. Just over a minute to go. So potentially, I would go long on the next candle, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna be disciplined and wait until we get that news from Michigan. Let's see what that does to the price first. I'm just like yesterday. I'm a little bit cautious to go long just because of that vertical resistance on the H1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be a target, but it just doesn't give me much room. If we break through that level and we open above it, just like yesterday, I'll probably take the long position on the ES or the S&P. But yeah, your trade's looking good, Mandela. It's moving nicely.
Thank you. I know last week you had a nice ring dinger, and I was a little bit hesitant, let's say, last week. So today I thought let's kind of put the pedal to the metal a bit more, and let's see if we can get a trade in. Now, if this trade goes well, Andrew, I may just take some profits and wait for the news to wait for that data to just unfold.
Yeah, no, good call. Yeah, if I was not now, probably in the next 5 minutes, I'd be looking to get that stop to break even, just to cover myself with the news from Michigan, right?
Yeah, so I'm gonna move my stop up a little bit as well, since you mentioned that, because I think we could still see some up and down volatility, and like you said, Andrew, the bias at the open was bearish. So let's see here. What I'm gonna do is move my stop loss a little bit higher. So we're up about $60 on this trade. And some people might say just take the profit.
$60, get yourself a nice bottle of wine later. Nice bottle of Malbec or something.
I could do. That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Actually, when you put it that way, I haven't really been drinking that much. Probably like a bottle of sparkling water.
It'd be a good bottle for $60, right?
Maybe get a few. Last me till the end of the month or something. So yeah, talking about end of the month, I think a lot of traders are probably, if you're a little bit underperforming this month, maybe you're looking to make up for that in the final few days of the month. So you could see some month end changes, also the end of the quarter. So we're just finishing the 6th month of the year. So sometimes you'll see some massive swings, sometimes in the open, sometimes at the close, in the last sort of few days of the quarter. And that's kind of where we are now. So I'm cautiously optimistic, Andrew.
Yeah, it's pushing up nicely. It's getting into my entry level where I would normally buy. Yeah. I'm actually it's going to be my turn this week. I'm going to sit in my hands, even if it does get my buy level. I'm not going to take that trade. It's just too close to that vertical resistance level for myself on the H1 chart. I'm just, I definitely see some resistance there. That would only be about 25% into profit, especially with this news as well. Now, if we get a push through that resistance level, I might look to go long later on in the day, but yeah, at the moment, I'm not fancying that trade. But yours is doing well. You're 50% into profits. That's great.
Yeah, I'm about. Nice. I just put my stop at break even here, and this is a Andrew special trick. Put your stop loss at break even, and it's, what do you call it? Andrew. So, let's get the name right. Let's get the name right. Andrew risk-free trade.
Yeah, and expense-free day,
expense-free,
right?
Expense-free.
Expense-free.
There we go.
Normally, I like to get my stop loss to break even around 75% profit, and then just chase it up then. So,
I just moved that by mistake. Let me. I'm just gonna put a green circle where we got in. And
so yeah, just one thing to the chart. If you're trading with prop firms, $1 is a dollar closer, to passing the challenge, right? So, don't be afraid just to take small winning days. They all add up over time, and don't rush the challenge. Just take your time and just try and keep your losses. Try and trade 1-to-1, and just and if you can, keep your losses small, right? Just exactly what Mandela's doing here, just chasing the price up. That's it.
Just move the stop loss up, like you said, Andrew. And we entered here. So we're looking at the moment, we're looking at a fairly good move into this Michigan data.
Yeah, so we just got Andrew Levitt and the stop loss or break even. It's a great feeling, but for myself, it is a great feeling, but I suppose the double-edged sword of that is when the price comes back to break even, takes you out of the trade, reverses at your entry point, and then flies up to the take profit. And then it's like,
so true.
Why
True,
did I move that stop, right? If I'd only just kept my stop where it was, I would have had a healthy green day. So that's happened to me a few times. But like I said, when you're trading with the prop firms, you want to be, it's about capital preservation, right? That's myself is telling me to go long. So I'm not going to.
We are currently up $250 and moving my stop loss up again, Andrew, here. We're heading towards that target, pre-market high target. So catch 22 now. Do I get greedy and maybe move my stop loss here? That's a possibility, and just let it turn it into a runner. Sometimes you can turn it into a runner. Let's see.
You're close to your profit. I would probably take that profit level. Hopefully you can hit that profit level before 10 a.m. right? And you're in and out before that high impact news as well. So that'll be great. And it's great that you've taken the trade. It's just showing the chart as well, how we trade the opening range breakout, right? So
I mean, some weeks we don't see the move out of the opening range until after this live stream's finished. Oh wow, nice. Okay. I'm taking this profit. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna take the profit here.
Yes, busy water all around. Courtesy of Mandela. It's fantastic.
Okay, just got out. Thank you.
Excellent trade.
Thank you very much. So I can breathe a sigh of relief there. I'm gonna share this in the live. I'll just share the screenshot here for everyone. But yeah, that was so total profit on the trade ended up being drum roll please, $416 to the good. Now some people may say, well, why didn't you stay in? Why didn't you just move your stop loss? I'm very mindful of that data in less than 3 minutes, and this shows the discipline, right? We're not greedy. We're trying to take what we can from the market, and that's exactly what we did. So yeah, I'm gonna just save this.
Yeah, I think everyone's got a price, right? I have a certain price in my head, of what we call bank, right? And once I've made bank, I'm happy to get out on that. And yeah, like I say, there's no need to be greedy. And yeah, once you make your profit, once you take profit, just get out to the market, enjoy your day. But no, excellent trade, Mandela, and it was really good to watch you build that up as well.
Thank you, Andrew. It's not always easy, and I didn't like trading on YouTube. It became a little bit like unnecessary pressure on myself to do well. And you were one of the first people that said, look, you're going to trade on YouTube. This is something that you want to do. You started doing the 6 a.m. shows.
Do you remember them?
I remember those. So, and that gave me a lot of confidence in the YouTube trading. And yeah, I mean, not every trade is going to be a successful trade, but I think if you have the process in place, you're able to to show that this documents it for the world to see. So thanks to you, Andrew, for giving me that confidence to come onto YouTube and come out of my man cave and trade on YouTube. So thanks.
Okay, so you're welcome. But no, right, back to the show. Okay, so we got 2 minutes now until this news. So yeah, it'll be quite good if you leave that chart up. We can watch the price react to the consumer sentiment from Michigan. So quite interested in that. And yeah, potentially then I might be looking to take a trade once that news comes out. So where the high is on that chart, that's actually hit that resistance level I was talking about on the H1. So I'm expecting to see potentially a pullback on that. Now, if the news is favorable, we will see a push through that resistance. That resistance can become support, and potentially I might be take a long position if the price opens and closes above that level. But let's see.
Yep, we got the news any minute now. What are you looking at? 15 seconds or so? I forgot to start the timer.
Yeah,
15 seconds left on it, yeah.
Yeah, 10 seconds, so
10
it won't be long.
Left, yeah.
Okay, so I'm expecting, here we go. Normally we get a nice move on this news.
Let's see what happens here. So anybody that got in around the time or before me would still be up. They would also be very brave. Still.
Okay, so we haven't had the impact that we normally have.
Not major. I mean, if you want to say it is continuing higher, that is definitely the case.
Yeah, and off it goes. Okay.
So now it's about, okay, do we get back in and do we kind of chase this? Do we get the FOMO? We got blue skies up ahead, really.
Yes, what I'm looking at is if we can get a close. Still got a long way to go yet. Still got just over 4 minutes. Oh, sorry, just under 4 minutes. Yeah, if we get a close above this level here, I'm probably going to go long myself.
Okay. That sounds like a winner to me. Still kind of looking like it wants to push higher here, Andrew. Yeah. Just going to take it down for 1 second. Give me 1 second. And all right, I'm just trying to do a little bit of housekeeping. Okay. All right, so I'll reopen that up. Can we see that? Yep. And then I will share. This was the trade from earlier. So we got in, this was the 416 before that news came out. So just want to show the option that we got was the 6165 call on SPX. We got out at 416. So we bought it. Shoot, I don't want to show that one. We made 416 on the trade, basically. Just wanted to show full transparency. We bought it at 750, sold it at 1170.
Yeah, just got a comment from Andrew here. Trading on YouTube can be performative. Trading live is difficult. You have to prevent yourself trying to prove you're a good trader. Yeah, absolutely. And then what I found myself was I was like forcing trades, just taking trades for the sake of it, just trying to prove that you can be profitable. And what I said earlier in the show, if the price doesn't come to me, within the hour of this show, c'est la vie, right? There's no trade. So, yeah, and I think that just comes with, with experience and maturity as well. It would be great, at 9:30, 10 a.m. every day, you can just fire off some trades, that tick all the criteria of your trading plan. But yeah, that's not the case. So yeah, absolutely, Andrew. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. Absolutely great point. Okay, so you said, what's the game plan? The game plan is you're waiting to see where we go from here?
Yeah, so I'm probably going to take just over a minute to go. Probably going to, yeah, we'll probably will take this trade. It's looking strong, right? The price is looking good.
Yep, it's higher highs. Keeps pushing here. 5-minute candles looking good as well. I don't know what's going to stop it, Andrew. I really don't know what's going to stop it here. We're above the opening range, so you know the rule. Everybody knows the rule by now, hopefully. When we're above the opening range, which is this bad boy here, you want to get long or be long already. And it's playing out again perfectly here. All right. So I'm more or less done for now. I don't want to give back anything, and I'm happy to watch and I can do some commentating. I was listening to some cricket commentating, and they were talking about the seagulls that were perched up on the sight screen. They were talking about the young ladies walking around with bears. It's very colorful commentating. So
yeah, where was the cricket?
It was the cricket. It was on BBC. They were playing. I want to say they were playing in Lancaster, and it was England versus Pakistan test match, 5th day of the test match. Yeah, it was captivating. Just the words, the descriptions that they were using in the English accent was amazing.
Fantastic. So thanks for that. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking to get in here.
Okay.
Yes, we've broken above that resistance level I've been speaking about since the show. So that's going to now act as some support. So yeah, potentially going to go long myself. Probably looking at around 60 ticks. But quite mindful of the previous candle. There was a strong candle.
You're looking at the 5-minute candles?
Look at the 5-minute, but like I said, I've got about $200 to play around with today. So yeah, I don't mind. I'm probably going to take the risk with this trade. So yeah.
Let me know when you want me to come in with some color commentary, Andrew. I'm happy to give some color.
Yeah, so with like the cricket. So if it's to take profit, now it's going to be, how's that? So they say, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, you know you're I thought you were more of a rugby man or something. More rugby focused.
Yeah, definitely. We have no choice in Wales, right? It's
it's in your blood, I thought.
Yeah, we don't get given a bottle, we get given like a rugby ball. So yeah, but rugby's not doing too good at the moment in Wales. We're not it's not the best. But no, I don't mind the 2020 cricket. That's pretty good, but I'm not a big fan of the test series, whatever they are, when they go over for days.
Yeah, it's long. It's long. It's a long day. A long 5 days.
So we've lost all our viewers since we started talking about cricket. So let's talk about trading. Okay, so this price, it's. What are you thinking, Mandela?
So my thing here is I'm looking for. So usually, obviously, you want to try and get in as we break out. I like to see a bounce off the 9 EMA. For me, I know sometimes you'll use the VWAP as a sort of entry. Even a bounce, maybe we get back down to the pre-market high. I would think liquidity is there. But for me, I feel like I'm buying the top of the all-time high. So I would be very kind of, unless I was in already. So if I had, let's say I had 2 options and I sold one before the news and I still had one in my back pocket, then I would definitely hold. But I don't know. I feel like the risk to reward, it's not really, for me, it's not really there right now. And then you have to ask yourself, are you gambling? Am I gambling? And my answer would be yes. I feel like I would be gambling here.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, say, I missed that opening range as well. But for myself, it's just that, it broke that high, and it's just sitting above that level for myself. So, yeah, potentially we could be seeing a bullish move. Let's see if we can break that high with this candle.
Yeah, it's interesting to see here. Becoming a runaway train where everybody is just buying it. Doesn't matter what the price is, just get me in. And that's kind of what it feels like now, like a blowing up to the upside.
Yeah,
in a good way. Well. In a good way. Yeah, it is. This is the 1 minute chart. So it's not even really coming back to the 1 minute moving average here. It did earlier, just before the news, just before that consumer sentiment. But now it's just straight up, and this is where that the FOMO starts to kick in. And I mean, if you want to take this trade and you're a trend follower, I guess you could say you're following the trend, and it's quite clear the trend is up.
Yeah. So, like say, I'm in the trade. We're doing okay. We're up about $200 across all the accounts. I can share all that later now.
Very nice.
Probably looking to get that, as we say, the price just dropped down. Okay.
I don't know what that news was, or if there was any news there. I'm just having a quick look at the.
We're back to the entry level now. So, okay, like I said, we got a bit of additional profit to play around with today. So it's not the end of the day. Let's see now if we can get up to. I'll get that stop into break even pretty soon.
That's the place to be. Get that stop into break even. I always breathe a sigh of relief when you get that stop and break even, and you know the market can't hurt you at that point. So I was actually thinking about that the other day. So in terms of the market, the relationship between us and the market, and it's one of those where you want to respect the market for what it is. But I was talking to a guy, Ash, who he also trades ES. He trades on prop firms, and he trades futures, S&P. He said the market is not your friend. The market is not your boss. And you don't need to impress the market. You are doing what you're doing for you.
And his whole thing was freedom. The freedom. You want to be able to have the freedom.
Yeah, so I think trading, it's you versus you, right? It depends on your mindset, your psychology, your discipline. It's quite a good reflection of yourself. Greed, fear, it all comes into it when you're trading, because the price is going to do what the price wants to do, right? You have no control over that, but you do have control on your risk management, your stop losses, your contract size or lot size. So there's a lot of discipline down to the trader.
Yeah, I think sometimes that gets overlooked, or maybe we forget that, and we want to blame something. We want to blame something else. Blame the price, blame our boss, blame not being able to focus.
How many people blame the prop firm by saying, they took me out by a tick, or they done this, they done that. First of all, you need to understand, commissions and spreads, right? A lot of people don't read the terms and conditions, when you should. You should also understand, slippage, spread. A lot of people don't, but they're all, we've all been there. We've all made those mistakes, right? So it's part and parcel of the learning. Okay, so I got my stop into break even.
Well done.
Okay, so let's see if we can get that push up.
Looks like it's testing those highs again. I'm going to take Bitcoin out. Let's see if that makes a difference. Here we go. Yep. So we got S&P and NASDAQ both competing for gains today. It's just it's a beautiful day. I think you're on the right side of the trend. And another thing that you're doing, Andrew, is you're not fighting the trend. You're not trying to pick the top, even though at the beginning of the show, you were saying your initial bias was this could be a down day, or we could get a breakout to the downside. That is no longer the case, and you've been able to pivot and react to actually what is happening after the open. So I think that's also commendable.
Yeah, but you got, like I said, you got to let the price come to you. You got to react to the price. You can second guess, or you can analyze as much as you want. And okay, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, but let the price come to you, let it tick the criteria of your trading strategy, and then you take the trade, right? It doesn't have to be super complicated. A lot of people make things harder than what they are. Just set your criteria, set your rules, and follow them.
Yeah. That's the hardest part. I think the hardest part is actually doing it, is actually following it. I mean, many people want to know, okay, how do I trade? You can find out how to trade, but if you're not using the things that you've learned, then you're going to struggle.
So I can give a great example of that. I have a good friend of mine. He's been trading for years, and he knows every strategy. So he knows smart money concepts, he knows ICT, he knows Fibonacci, he knows the box breakout, he knows trend line, whatever. He knows it all. You name it. He's consumed so much content, and if you talk to him, you'd think, "Wow, this guy's so knowledgeable, right?" But he can't trade. He can't get to a payout, and the reason being, he's consumed so much knowledge, and he's always overthinking the trade, always overthinking it. And he's tried multiple challenges, and he knows that he's much more knowledgeable than myself, but he can't get to a payout because the minute he has one or two losing trades, his strategy hops. So he'd start off with ICT. He has a losing trade. He goes back to Fibonacci. He has a losing trade. He goes to trend lines. And he's just in this trading circle of destruction, I would call it. Right? He just has too much knowledge. So you just need to find your strategy, see what works for you, and just stick to it. But I've had this conversation with him 101 times, but just like the strategies, he doesn't listen. So good luck.
Yeah, that's it. Well said, Andrew. Well said.
Yeah. So sometimes knowledge isn't power, right? It's the application of that knowledge. And I think there's a lot of people out there that know so much about the financial market, so much about trading, they actually know too much and it's working against them.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we've stopped out at a break even on our
Nice.
trade.
Let's have a quick look at that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, getting a bit of a pullback here. Break even is a win in my book.
Yeah, so we finished the week healthy. I am done now for today. There's no more trades.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna lock myself out. So if anyone's in the chat, if you do have a problem with over trading, go to coldturkey.com. You can actually lock yourself out to your PC for a certain amount of time. Yeah. So if you're like myself, sometimes you get itchy fingers. Yeah, you can actually just go on Google. There's plenty of apps out there, lots of software. You can actually lock your PC. You can actually put a time limit on your PC.
That is super helpful. And even if you wanted to trade, you won't be able to. So I think that's brilliant to be able to have that that tool.
Okay, so I'm done for today. I took a trade, hit the break even. I made a couple of dollars. I think about $2. So it's cheap water for me, Mandela. None of your fancy stuff. and
water's water. Water should be free.
Yeah. Liquidity sweep when come in. So yeah, we've got Andrew. Momentum slowing down. We've got WhatsApp. Well done for covering your longs. Thank you. And Andrew, liquidity sweep incoming. So yes, for myself, I'm done. We were going to chat about expert advisors and ChatGPT this week, but we'll cover it next week when the markets are closed. I want to show basically how you can use ChatGPT or how you can use AI to develop your own trading robots. So yeah, we can cover that for about 10-15 minutes next week. I can show you how to put the prompts into AI to develop your system. So yeah, we'll do that. So Mandela, that's it for me. I'm gonna enjoy Friday and the weekend. And
there we go.
I'll catch you soon. Okay,
thanks,
chat.
Andrew.
Bye for now.
Thank you. So I want to cover off a few things before we wrap up the show today. But Andrew brings up a very good point, which is the why. Why do we do this? And the why for me is the freedom and the ability to trade as and when there are opportunities. Also, the ability to not trade when there are no opportunities or when there is something that I would like to do other than trading. So being able to enjoy your Friday after having a very good trading week or month is, I believe, very, very much priceless. So I think sometimes we all forget the why. Why do we study these markets? Why do we look at charts all hours of the night? Why do we read economic news and data? And why are we studying this what seems like endlessly? And when you come to that answer, you should remember that over everything else. So a few things that I wanted to cover quickly. So next week's show, we will be on the 4th of July. So it will be 4th of July, which is a public holiday, and stock markets will be closed in the US next Friday. So we'll still have a jam-packed show. We're going to talk a little bit about the algorithm that Andrew's working on. Also talking about Polymarket. Polymarket is the world's largest prediction market. And the best thing about it is prediction markets, they combine news, polls, expert opinions into one single market, into one single value. So you can get really good insights from that, and we'll touch on that next week, Friday. In the meantime, check out Polymarket for more information on that. I want to say a thank you to City Traders Imperium. They are sponsoring this show. We're also streaming simultaneously on the City Traders Imperium. So like and subscribe this video wherever you're watching it. And thanks again to Denny, Scott, and Martin for your support in this journey. One other thing is the Lumina Fest 2025. There's going to be a financial awareness, financial literacy conference in Bermuda in September. The date is the 26th of September. It's a Friday. We have been asked to present, and we're going to be speaking at the Lumina Fest, first of its kind in Bermuda. We will also be giving away some exclusive VIP full access tickets to that event. And we actually had a ticket to give away today, but at this time, I feel like it's a little bit unfair to those of you who came earlier on in the show. So starting next week, Friday, we will be providing tickets to that show, to that conference, Lumina Fest 2025. What it's doing basically is it's demystifying wealth, and it's providing insights from industry leaders. There are going to be workshops. There are going to be tools that are given. So a lot more information will be forthcoming, but we have tickets that we will be giving away next Friday and on our subsequent Friday shows. So look out for that as well. As we said, next week, Thursday, markets are closed half day for 4th of July, and then Friday, markets will be closed, but we will still have a show. If you like the show, please do us a solid and just click that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please take the time to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It will help us to continue to make these very engaging and hopefully helpful videos. We're also running a free WhatsApp community. So send us an email or send us a message on X if you'd like to be added to our WhatsApp community. We also have a Discord server. Both are free, completely free. Just reach out to us. We have a community of like-minded traders, beginners, intermediate, advanced, professionals, the full gamut of experience. So please reach out to us if you are interested. We're doing this from a passion and from a want to help other traders. So if you like what you see, feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to include you and invite you to our WhatsApp community and our Discord server. What else we got here? I think that's it. Yeah, just remember, between now and the next show, there will be the end of month on Monday and also the end of the quarter. So we could see traders trying to either chase a move here or cash in profits there. We could see some volatility as we finish off what's called Q2 of 2025. We just finished or just about to finish the first 6 months of 2025 and move into the second half of the year. So always be aware of those sorts of things as you're preparing your portfolios and your strategies. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Yours truly, Mandela, from Signature FX. We enjoy doing these, and hopefully you enjoy watching. Just want to say one more thank you to each and every one of you who have taken the time to watch, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching it live. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for your time and attention to these videos. And with that, I'm going to say, have a great Friday. Remember, preserve capital, and we'll speak to you all again next time. Take care.